Welcome back to Punch Unleashed Games, and today we're installing a Sabrent Heatsink along with our Western Digital SN850 into our PlayStation 5. This video is not sponsored by Sabrent or Western Digital, and all these thoughts are my own. Links will be down below. They are affiliate links. You can choose to use them, choose to not, totally up to you. First thing we're going to do is we're going to flip over to the disk drive side. Most people have a disk drive. If you don't, the back USB port should be on your right hand side. We're going to pull up on the top right corner and push down to remove that top faceplate. This is going to reveal our fan as well as the caddy for the SSD. That SSD can be seen right there, and we're just going to take our screwdriver and we are going to undo this screw. The Sabrent Heatsink is going to replace this shield right here, and it's going to allow the fan to actually go over the heatsink and cool this instead of our heatsink just kind of hotboxing in this little caddy down here. I'll also mention that the Sabrent Heatsink is good for a single-sided SSD, and if you have a two-sided one, you'll want to find a different heatsink to properly dissipate all that heat from your SSD. And we're going to take out the little screw that's in there, and we're also going to take out the riser, and we then remove the sticker from our SSD, and we're going to put the SSD in there to measure where we should put that riser. The SN850 is an 80mm SSD, so we'll put the riser under the 80 where my finger is pointing. Next, we'll slot that SSD in at about a 45-degree angle. Should slide in gently. Place the riser, and then we'll gently push it down and secure it with the screw. Included with our Sabrent Heatsink is actually a guide for this, so if you had never looked at this video or you give this as a gift to somebody and they've never installed a heatsink and SSD, Sabrent actually gives you the instructions in the box, which is a nice touch. When you install your heatsink, remember to take off the plastic film above that foam so you're not adding an extra layer between your SSD and the heatsink to dissipate that heat. Next, you're going to fit it into that notch down the PlayStation, which I struggled with for a little bit because I thought the heatsink would set in more, but it doesn't. You'll notice after it fits in that it actually is a little bit above where the plastic is. It kind of protrudes a little bit, but that really doesn't affect the fit of the shield. Mine was also scuffed on the paint a little bit, which I also noticed other people complained about. However, it's not a big deal because we're never going to see it. And lastly, we're going to put that final screw back in that we used from the first shield and keep everything in place. And the last thing we're going to do is we're going to take our cover and slide it back on. In this case, we're going right to left. You should hear a little snap, and then we're done. Last thing we got to do is go put it back to our TV and plug it in and start it up. It's going to ask you to format it after you plug it in, and it just takes a few seconds and boom, it's done. You can then go into your settings and see that extra storage that you have added. I added 2 terabytes, and it told me that it's running at about 6,600 megabytes per second out of that 7,000 rating. So what'd you think? Are you going to add a Sabrent Heatsink or an SN850? Leave a like, leave a comment, and let me know what you think below. Thanks, and we'll see you next time.